Cognitive computing for Cadeon is the ability to be able to go across multiple forms of data. So 20% of your information actually lives in a structured database. 80% of that information actually lives in content. So the ability to be able to knit that information together so that you can answer the questions of what, which really comes from the structured data in the database, and the why and the how that come from the content, gives you the ability to do things like analytics on 100% of your information. So lots of richness in the content, and it's absolutely vital for things like machine learning and AI. The reason why cognitive computing is so important is that a lot of companies are making decisions based on 20% of their information. So if you're only using 20%, like that's why business intelligence really was an oxymoron, because it was really intelligence based on 20%. So the cognitive pieces and being able to pull together the unstructured and the structured data now gets you closer to 100% of the information that you need to make a better decision and give you the context around that decision. So it totally changes the game of doing things like analytics with cognitive computing. So trends we're seeing around cognitive computing right now, there's the infamous one is Ibm Watson. There's other partners out there that are actually playing on their marketing and saying, oh, by the way, Watson, you still need Sherlock. There's a lot of people in this space, and recent regulation changes like Global Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, we are actually seeing a huge need to be able to go across multiple sources of information to make sure that if you have customers' information and they've asked you to eradicate it from their systems, you have to be able to prove and do an enterprise search to be able to prove that you can do it. So the trends are heavy investment here in this space and more people coming to the table. The benefits to the organization is that unstructured information is loaded with data. So if you can add some structure around it, it's got tons and tons of data. So for an example, if you take a tower sheet that's been populated by a driller, you're going to see things like mud viscosity. You're going to see the speed of the table when it was rotating. You're going to see pressure. You're going to see depth and the speed at which the drilling is occurring. All that stuff is typically loaded into comments into a spreadsheet, of which you can't mine. So being able to get across unstructured data like that, and even if you take a legal example, one of the most expensive processes of any legal dispute is the discovery of all the information that you need to make your arguments. With cognitive computing, you're able to aggregate all those sources and search across, and it's the speed that you're able to spend 20% of your time gathering the information and 80% of your time leveraging the information to build your case. So a really good case study for cognitive computing here at Cadeon was a large oil and gas company that had the mandate of, I need to create a library of knowledge, and it's got to be based on an engineer's knowledge in his head, tacit information. All the documents and binders and everything that he had on the side of his desk, they're all electronic content, and then all the system that they use in order to be able to do their research or their evaluation or reservoir simulation, those types of things. So with cognitive computing, we were able to show this client how we were able to knit all that information together from the structured perspective with all the applications, and from the unstructured perspective with all the documents, and then provide a search capability across both those domains and being able to allow the customer to mine that for knowledge. And there was multiple use cases that we did for this customer, and it just, it saved them time and money by being able to ask questions almost in an Alexa or a Google Home type fashion of their data to get the answers that they needed. Cadeon's been on the cognitive computing path for about 9 years. So why Cadeon? We started early down this path. In fact, we looked at building software ourselves to actually bridge this gap, this chasm, if you will, between unstructured data and structured data. But once we spent a little bit of effort on it and found that there was already people in the space with products that shipped, we just partnered with those folks, and we've been talking to our customers ever since. So in this area of digital transformation, cognitive computing, what we call structuralize in our Synapsys framework, is vital for being able to do the digital transformation, because digital transformation requires both unstructured data from content as well as structured data from databases. So if you can't knit those together, you can't digitally transform your organization.